Okay. All right. Um, it's your boy Doughboy Diesel. Welcome back to the motherfucking Doja Room. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got to get right back into it. Now we've had some technical difficulties here in the Doja Room for a little minute. We've been trying to work it out, but I just finally said fuck it and went over and switched over to a different platform for the time being. But as the episode says, if you're tuning in from YouTube on Firstborn Media, welcome to the Doja Room. Trump has won, ladies and gentlemen. It's no question about it. He has won handedly. Okay. I gotta express a little bit of joyous that I feel in my heart because I'm not gonna lie. If I was gonna vote for someone, it most likely would have been Trump, but I didn't feel personally that either candidate really spoke to or represented me 100%. Now there might not ever be a candidate who you're gonna see yourself in and who's gonna represent you 100%. That's gonna also be the best for the country and win, like Trump has here today. But I think it's real important that we take the time and realize that not only has this man won, he beat the fuck out this woman. I'm sorry. He whooped that ass. He whooped that ass. Like he literally whooped that ass. And it's not even close. It's not a question. There's no debates in this one. I mean, Kamala Harris lost y'all every single battle state. Now, oh shit. And now if I see my girl Pros in the building. I don't know if you on or if you can hear if everything's going on, but Pros is in the building here with me today, so we can get it in and deliver a great episode for y'all here today. But yeah, I just gotta say, from the beginning, it was never looking good. It was never looking good. From the first for projectings, as soon as this thing got kicked off, and the ball started rolling, things just wasn't looking good for Kamala Harris. I mean, Trump won by a pretty decent margin, pretty much from start to finish. It was never close, and I just gotta say, this is the victory lap episode because um, I will probably have to say I I disagree with the people behind Kamala Harris even more than I disagree with her herself. And I say that because the people behind Kamala Harris, most of the women voting for Kamala Harris and, you know, uh, running to get her voted and, calling us stupid the entire time and attacking black men the entire time. This one is for you. Wisconsin, Michigan, PA, Georgia, all these battleground states that flipped the blue wall, quote unquote, that flipped. Um, I'm sorry, but it didn't hold up. It didn't exist. And why I say I I dislike or I disagree with the people who stand behind Kamala more is because what you're going to see in this episode and throughout this day, and you've probably already been seeing it since it's been looking like Donald Trump was going to win this thing, is a lot of people playing the blame game, but nobody really taking accountability for why your candidate lost. And this is why I couldn't vote for a person like Kamala Harris. She could have easily galvanized me and made me a believer. But all the celebrities, all the twerking, all the bullshit in the world, it wasn't going to help. It wasn't going to help bring anything new to the conversation. It wasn't going to help her policy. I mean, it really didn't help her at all. And the thing is, I mean, like I said, as we're going to see throughout this episode, a lot of people are going out sad for this. A lot of people are going out sad for this. I want to first jump over to, let's jump over to this and just see how they covering this shit. You know what I mean?
Then disputing the 2020 election, and then, of course, rallying a mob to the Capitol to try to interrupt the peaceful transfer of power there. Americans deciding to send him back to the White House for a second term. And Jeff Duncan, as we mark this moment, I do want to take a second to reflect on that reality, because there was a point in the wake of what happened on January 6th where the Republican Party had a choice about what to do. They could have decided to convict him in his impeachment trial, which would have prevented him from running again in the future. They didn't do that. Kevin McCarthy went down to Mar-a-Lago, posed with Donald Trump, and it was the beginning of what would become another run for him to the presidency. And of course, now we know how that has turned out. Considering what you lived through, what the country lived through, what do you think it says about us as a country that we're here?
Well, I want to start by just a heartfelt congratulations or a sincere congratulations to Donald Trump. I've worked for 4 years to try to not elect him as a candidate for our party and also as president, but he's won the race and he's won it the hard way. I never would have thought we'd have been here. I think tens of millions of Americans, including Republicans, never thought we would have been here. You just add up all of the baggage along the way on the time in office and the time out of office. It's uncomfortable for somebody like me, who is a lifelong conservative, to watch this happen. But it is what it is.
His voice over here cracking and shit like that. Nigga about to cry. Nigga, if you don't get your bitch ass, like, come on, nigga. Like put some bass in your voice, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, prep up, man.
I think the ball's in his court. What's he going to do with this? Is he going to wreck the car because he wants to and because he can? Is he going to sow chaos and confusion and build anger? Or is he going to actually take the time to try to fix stuff? And he's that one personality that can actually do this. Like if he just changed course and just tried to work across the aisle and put a Nikki Haley in his cabinet, showed a propensity to work with people that he doesn't agree with, it would send shockwaves through this country in a positive way.
Now, why the fuck would the winner grab a random loser to add, who, mind you, a loser who don't got shit to do with his agenda, policy, views, anything like that? Why the fuck would he do that? Would y'all be over here talking about how Kamala Harris should bring JD Vance into her cabinet just to make some concessions? Like, nigga, what are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
Well, considering he couldn't campaign
right. I was gonna say,
what do we think?
that doesn't seem to be his mojo, right? That's not his deal, right? He doesn't kind of heal and bring people together and say, okay, now let's come together and move forward. And I think
That's kind of exactly what he said last night in his victory speech. But I digress. Go ahead.
You said something earlier about solving problems. What concerns me is I don't think he cares about really solving problems except for the most expedient one of not going to jail, basically. I mean, when he was talking about tariffs, what have we heard? That's going to bring inflation back up. It's going to be bad for the economy and bad for jobs. So even some of the things, if he enacts some of the things he's talked about, mass deportations, what is that going to mean in the day-to-day lives in our country and the damage that could do? And I hear what folks are saying about, I agree, America, this is what you want, this is what you got, this is who you are. And yet we will have to live with the consequences if he does plan to and actually move forward on enacting. We could have a national abortion ban. Women are going to have to deal with it. So that's what my concern is. I don't think he's someone who's going to try to bring people together or.
This is absolutely sad to watch these people sit here and, you know what I'm saying, act like this nigga. You would think that these niggas just elected the Joker. You would think that the Joker just won last night, nigga, over all of Gotham in the United States. Like, listen to how these delusional ass niggas are talking about this motherfucker. But we are going to get to one person who seems to talk with some type of sense, and this needs to be repeated and worked into the Democratic Party. I say this with love because I would rather you niggas get better. For the conservatives to be sounding like the party of reason, the party of logic, the party of not wanting to subject your children to all types of crazy shit going on in this world and being for letting them grow up as children. It's crazy that y'all have let these people sound like they're the sane ones at this point. And what you're going to see in this clip right here is just that. When Homeboy
try to work across the aisle, and given the way things seem to be going with the congressional races, he may not have to.
I used a hopeful tone.
But wait a minute.
I know,
There was a hopeful tone.
I know we always talk about these things of bringing people together, and I don't know if that's necessarily the aims of politics. You need dissension. You need two parties going back and forth. Did President Biden bring the country together after 3.5 years? I know a whole lot of Republicans who would say, hell no.
Hell no. Hell no. Biden was not out here trying to get take care of the MAGA people and take care of everybody and do what he had to do. I'm not gonna lie to you. This shit is crazy when it comes down to what y'all think is acceptable and not. It's crazy to me what y'all think y'all can get away with saying and doing to people, and thinking that they're not going to take note of these things and vote accordingly.
No. When you spent 3.5 years criticizing these people, calling them racist, calling them bigots, referring to them as uneducated, and now they've won. They've shown forth. They've won. They've rejected the elitism.
Listen to that. Listen to that.
3.5 years criticizing these people, calling them racist, calling them bigots, referring to them as uneducated, and now they've won.
Y'all spent 4 years calling niggas stupid, calling niggas misogynist, calling niggas racist, calling niggas everything except sons and daughters of Jesus Christ, of God. Y'all spent all that time doing these things. I think I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Motherfucking pros in the building. Yeah, I took a little minute.
Hey guys.
But like
Carry
I was
on.
saying, I was just in the middle of a rant. We're gonna get to it in a minute, but y'all niggas spent the last 4 years calling niggas retarded, attacking black men, attacking masculinity, attacking men who didn't want to subject their children to gay agendas and LGBTQ rights and being educated about this shit. Like, y'all called niggas racist, dumbasses, this, that, and third for 4 years, and not once did you try to have a conversation with these people. Not once. What are we talking about when it comes down to it? Why are you niggas surprised? Why are you niggas surprised when you sat here for 4 years attacking, bashing, gaslighting? Niggas is tired of that shit. We tired of that shit. Men have spoken. Masculinity has won. The family, the nuclear family has won. All that degenerate shit that y'all claim is cute and nice, it's dead. It's dead for that shit. America is spoken. And the person who was representing all of that shit was Kamala Harris. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Y'all can't sit here and bash niggas, gaslight niggas, try to mix us in with the weirdos, try to mix us in with the incels. Y'all sat here all this time making up these crazy ass buzzwords and retarded ass fucking meanings and alternative meanings to words, and it's all coming to roost in this election, in this day, in this time. Niggas is telling you that they're tired of the shit that they're seeing. But people like this, legacy media, is going to still sit here in front of you and blame everybody else except the Democratic Party, who sat here and gave you a candidate who was not even voted for. Nobody voted for her. She's not supposed to be here, nigga. Why would y'all put her up against a nigga who we voted for? Not we, but the Republican Party, like the people. They voted for this nigga. They said this is going to be the Republican nominee. We're going to put her up. We're going to put him up against the best Democratic nominee. This is the best Republican. We're putting him up to go up against the best Democrat. Why would the Democratic Party not then hold elections to say, we're going to pull from our party. We're going to let our people speak now. We're going to let y'all speak now. We want y'all to choose, and we want y'all to bring forth the best Democratic candidate possible to put against Donald Trump. Why would y'all not do that? Why would y'all not give yourself that chance? No, y'all thought being black and being a woman was enough to get the job done. And America has told y'all today that it's not enough. All that shit that y'all was talking, it's not enough. It's not. It's not. And niggas want to sit here and say, oh, you niggas would rather vote for a 34-time convicted felon rather than to vote for a black woman. No, don't try to make it that black and white.
Man, are we
Don't
not
try
all
to make it that
criminals?
black and white.
Are we not all criminals? Are we
Y'all,
dead ass?
in the same, but
Are
look,
we
in
dead
the
ass?
same breath, these people are telling you that we shouldn't mass deport illegal immigrants. Illegal is in the name. Illegal is in the name. If y'all are willing to overlook people who have came into the country, who are functioning in your country illegally, which effectively means they are breaking the law. Y'all don't care about niggas breaking the law. Let's be real. Y'all don't care about niggas breaking the law. Y'all don't.
So if you don't care about people breaking the law, who cares if he's a felon running for president, right?
Exactly.
Shouldn't we have the same energy? Like,
exactly.
We can't pick and choose when we want to, oh, it's all good, and when it's all bad. If he's a felon that's running, and I believe every person in this world is a sinner. That's why I say we all criminals. in our own ways, whether it's advertised or not. So if he's a criminal, how are you guys advocating for people who are breaking the law? If this is America's standard saying, hey, you cannot come to this country, and I'm pretty sure every other country has the same policy in some sort of way. If you coming into my land, I would like to know who you are. So if that's already breaking the policy, isn't that considered criminal activity?
And there's nothing wrong. These people want you to think that there is something wrong with you. Like, I'm a New Yorker. 9/11 was a thing that happened. That shit happened, nigga. So why are you niggas sitting here acting like having a secure border is some type of crazy ass concept? And this just goes to show, like I said, if you look here, not only did Donald Trump beat her, he beat her bad. He beat her bad. It wasn't even close. These niggas was in here lying to y'all faces, making y'all think that they was voting for Kamala Harris, and they was really going out here voting for Donald Trump. I seen it. I seen it. I seen the way the perception of things changed. Because y'all can't sit here with a ghost running the White House and then try to present this random black woman and tell us that Joe Biden was running the White House for the last 4 years.
But it seems like a lot of people is blaming Joe Biden. Like Charlemagne this morning brought it up, and he said Joe Biden was the problem. I haven't really digested into the whole conversation, but it was circling around where he's saying Joe Biden is the problem. Is it because that they just selected her? He didn't allow the people to choose?
Well, definitely. Let's see that.
I wonder why he said
let's pull
that.
it up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Fuck it.
This is America.
There is no question that there are problems in this country between police and community.
Yes, you are a donkey.
The latest on that police killing of a black man.
Now the new developments in the deadly spot shooting rampage.
And yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
And so we are in a state of emergency.
Okay, white supremacist violence is, always has been, the number one threat to our society.
But I'm also very proud that my wife is white.
The Breakfast Club, bitch.
All right, Funny.
Donkey today for Wednesday, November 6th. I don't even really have a donkey today. I just want to talk to us, my fellow Americans. Listen, America has spoken, and they spoke loud and clear. Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States of America. I have friends on the right. I have friends on the left. I have friends in the independents, and regardless of who we all decided to vote for yesterday, guess what? Donald Trump is now all of our president again. I don't want to fight anyone. I don't want to argue with anyone.
A historic thing, by the way, hasn't been done since President Grover Cleveland. We've almost never, except one other time, seen a president who lost his second term come back and win another term. So that's also a historic win. We've also for the first time, I think this is for the first time in decades that a Republican president has won the popular vote. If this doesn't tell
Which
y'all
is very interesting.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
Which tells you that most of America was not subscribing to the twerking, the narratives being spun. It lets you know. It lets you know that people like Charlemagne the God, people like Plies, Beyonce, Meg, they hold no power, no weight when it comes down to what you want to do. They can't, they're not enough anymore. You can't, there's not enough money. You can't bring enough celebrities to endorse you when it comes down to the things that people have said they are tired of this shit. And instead of y'all ignoring them and calling them racist and bigots, it's time for y'all to start listening to the other half of the country, because it seems like the majority is outvoting you, and the majority thinks that their values and the things that they've been talking about for the last 4 years are more important than getting a black woman in the White House, unfortunately. So,
because at the end of the day, we are all Americans and we all want what's best for this country. I hope. Okay, I know today Democrats are going to be looking for someone to blame. Let me be the first to tell you, it's not just one thing. I personally feel like Donald Trump speaks to people's grievances better than Democrats do. I know people are going to talk about misinformation and the dumbing down of society. I understand all of that, but you don't have to be intelligent to know you can't pay your bills. You don't have to be intelligent to know you can't afford groceries. People will forget what you did, they will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And to millions of Americans, tens of millions of Americans, they simply felt financially better when Trump was in office. I don't think it's fair to just chalk up.
No. He was on the right track, but see, now he's trying to gaslight niggas. Think about how y'all made people feel.
Oh, with him, he's on the fence of a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
He rides the fence. He's gonna have to come to a point where he has to pick a side. But he's very on the fence of a lot of things. I peep everything he says.
He picked the side because he endorsed Kamala. But my thing is, he went down the line of saying that America has spoken, and he started going into their grievances. Let me go
better when Trump was in office. I don't think it's fair to just felt financially. Tens of millions of Americans, they simply felt financially better when Trump was in office. I don't think.
Now, he said that Republicans do a better job speaking to the grievances of the people, which is why Donald Trump won this election. And he then tried to start derailing it and strawmanning and basically trying to say that that's because people feel like they were more financially stable under Trump. It's not only that. Like I just finished saying, for the last 4 years, y'all called these niggas bigots, racist, this, that, the third, everything under the sun, everything except a child of God. Y'all called them it. Black men have been attacked before the votes even finished getting counted. I mean, if you think I'm lying, you can just sit here and look. And I just want y'all to look at this shit, because it's sad and it's a shame. But this is the type of shit that we've been seeing for hours. To the black men in Georgia that voted for Trump, next time a cop has their knee on y'all necks, please leave us black women out of it. Now, you can't see my reply because she hid it. And why did she hide my reply?
Because she's hiding your reply.
Oh yeah, she hid my reply. She hid my reply and she blocked me.
Oh wow.
But why did she hide my reply? I don't know if I can exactly see it in here. If I have it anywhere in here, because as you can see, it was hidden by the original author. But I simply said, now 81% of black men voted for Kamala Harris, but you wanted to hop on this internet because you couldn't wait to blame black men so much. You was ready to hop on this internet to talk about the 16% that didn't, just so you can make this statement right here. This is why y'all losing the black vote. You see this? Y'all spent 4 years doing this. Y'all seen when Kevin Samuels died? Y'all seen when Tory Lanez got locked up? Y'all seen the vitriol and the hate that black men have been getting over the years from them celebrating us getting locked up? They celebrated our deaths. And I don't forget shit like that. And a lot of other men don't either. black, white, or the same. We see shit like this, and we've been seeing it for 4 years. And y'all thought that we was gonna elect your queen? Y'all thought that we would rather let y'all run shit than to just give it back to Trump? Y'all thought that y'all was going to be condescending, talk down to black men, talk down to other races, just like how y'all, and we're going to get into these comments, but y'all thought y'all was going to talk down to all of these people without any repercussion, without any pushback, and then y'all was going to get your candidate elected while not trying to hold a conversation, while not trying to see or understand what the other side was talking about or saying. It's crazy to me.
I think it's fair to just chalk up, Trump winning to racism, sexism, homophobia, anti-Semitism. Yes, he tapped into all of the worst things America has ever had to offer. And there are a lot of people who agree with his rhetoric and voted for him because of those reasons. But I truly believe most people voted for him because they want more money in their pocket and they want to feel safe. Look, I know the economy does better under Democrat presidents, but Democrats haven't been able to make the American people believe that. I know the border is a bipartisan issue, but Democrats spend a lot of time acting like it wasn't an issue. Democrats created the sanctuary cities.
That's another big thing. Y'all niggas wanted to act like the board, and this is how y'all react to certain shit like it's not an issue, as if it's a PR issue. This is a country issue. This is an American problem. This is not about you keeping it PC, and this is why, again, Trump won. Y'all are too concerned with keeping things PC, saying things and not hurting people's feelings. We've become so obsessed with not hurting a motherfucker's feelings that we've let our country go to shit. We've let our country we let motherfuckers just do whatever. But y'all mad that a nigga who, let's be real, the only reason why they bringing all these charges and shit like that is because the man is running for president again. Let's be real. So we're not going to do that. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Y'all sat here and tried to act like the problems that people were telling you were problems weren't problems and weren't valid concerns. Take notes. This is the victory lap. We in the Doja Room. Come on, take notes.
Not take notes.
Take notes. I need Kamala Harris supporters. I need black women. I need black men. I need the black community as a whole. Take notes. Take notes, because we're gonna be getting into it. I've been taking a lot of bookmarks, taking a lot of notes on this. We've been prepared to come with this one. I'm sorry.
On buses and planes and sending them to those sanctuary cities, and then Democrats had to change course. But it might have been too little too late, because at the end of the day, once again, when you see all that money going to migrants, going to the border issue, all you can think to yourself is they have billions for that, but aren't making investments into the communities right here in America. You see homeless people everywhere. You don't have no money in your pocket. You don't know how you're going to pay your bills. You're facing eviction. Listen, I'm not saying Trump is going to fix all of that. All I'm saying is Donald Trump has made people feel like he will fix all that in a way that Democrats haven't. Once again, don't just chalk it up to racism, sexism. Okay, I believe those things play a role.
That's where y'all made the mistake. Listen to Uncle Charlotte.
Oh, but at the end of the day, it's the economy, stupid. And Democrats might just be really out of touch with what everyday Americans are feeling. Now, I didn't want to come on here today and be all doom and gloom. I have absolutely zero reason to believe Donald Trump is going to be a president that brings people together. But I'm going to be optimistic because I don't know any other way to be. I hope this isn't the beginning of Donald Trump's revenge tour. I hope this is the golden age of America, as he said. I hope all the nut-ass things Trump said he was going to do, he doesn't do, because one thing Vice President Kamala Harris said repeatedly is Trump has an enemies list. I have a to-do list. There is a lot of things that need to be done in America, and I hope he gets to doing. And we, the people, need to look alive on the ground, because you have a Republican Party that has a majority in the Senate. Judge Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas, they'll probably retire. That means Trump will get 2 more Supreme Court picks. So what I'm basically saying is there is nothing we can do right now but try to come together some way, somehow. That's it. Huffington Post just posted an article with the headline, Trump just ran the most racist campaign in modern history and won. What are we supposed to do about that? Okay, I'm looking at some of these numbers. I don't even know if these are true, but I'm looking at the numbers. I'm seeing high Hispanic, voters nationwide voted for him. I'm seeing a slight uptick in black men. 52% of white women. We could keep saying, Trump is a threat to democracy, but nobody's treating him like one. Not the media, not the DOJ, and certainly not the voters, because they spoke last night.
Do y'all hear that? I mean, it's hurting him to say it. It's hurting him to say it, but this is the shit I'm talking about. Y'all dismissed all of these people and they said, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Oh, I'm a racist. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm a misogynist. Oh, okay. All right. I'm a bigot. Oh, okay. All right. I'm anti-Semitic. I'm anti-gay, anti-LGBT. Because I want my kids to. Oh, okay. Today they spoke. Today they replied back. Today they replied back, and y'all opened that message, and it's still sitting on red. It's still sitting on red. And y'all blaming everybody else except the people y'all should be blaming. Y'all not hearing this man today. It's hurting him to say it, but he's saying it.
America got the president it voted for, and America got the president it deserved. But now I'm simply asking, how can we all coexist civilly? That's what I'm thinking about today. That's what I'm thinking about right now.
Same way we did when he was the president last time. See, we got to stop acting like there's about to be this fucking apocalyptic event, this world-ending event that's going to happen if Trump.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's the part that keeps getting me. I'm like, am I the only one that? I don't know why everybody's so stressed out. I'm like, you act like the world is gonna end. The world is not.
Y'all do know this nigga was the president last time, right? Like that's
the world is not going to end at all. I promise you. We're not going back into slavery. I don't know where that came from. I don't know. It's just I don't get it. But whoever's listening to this, if you're worried, please don't be worried. We're gonna be just fine. Just fine.
You're gonna be fine, if not better off. I mean, you gotta think in the last couple of weeks and just preparing for an episode. And like I said, we've been having technical difficulties here in the Doja Room, so I couldn't exactly get on and talk about these things. But for the last couple of weeks, I've been doing research, putting some of these policies that she wanted to present to scrutiny, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this shit don't work. $25,000 for new homeowners, it wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work. It was going to make the country worse. I did the research. I did the numbers. I listened to the experts. We listened to the real estate experts who told y'all, who broke the shit down and said that is not going to work. Just because you saying we're gonna throw money at the wall don't mean you're gonna fix a problem. That's another thing. I'm gonna need y'all niggas to start breaking down these policies. Just because they sound good, it don't mean nothing. That's not enough. It can sound good, but what are the numbers looking like? It sound good, but let's look at when other policies like this have succeeded in history in the times they haven't. And then we're going to be talking about a completely different conversation. If more people were aware of these type of policies and things that were being presented, it wouldn't be that much of a debate. You know what I'm saying? But here we are.
But the average American is not. A lot of the people, I feel like it looked like they pander to. A lot of them, they're not. Even me, I'm guilty of it. They're not gonna go do the extra steps, you know. They're not.
I mean,
so many things distracting us to even have the time to sit there and do the extra steps. But if you listen to a real estate expert and that's what they're saying, like, oh, those numbers don't make sense, it's a conversation to want to be a part of regardless.
you have to if you're going to be so vocal about it. And there's a lot of fucking people on the internet who are very vocal and very wrong. And like I said, a lot of those people were on the Harris side, calling people dumb, calling people stupid, disrespecting the elderly, dropping F-bombs with the Bible in their hand, doing all type of crazy shit. And we was just supposed to ignore it. Like, you can't be that loud and wrong and not expect people not to be like, not to hold your foot to the fire, not to spin the block, not to like hold what you're talking about accountable. If you're gonna take yourself as a content creator or a media personality, and you are gonna put yourself in a space, because there are plenty of people and plenty of content creators who said, hey, I'm staying away from that. I ain't talking about it. You ain't knowing who I'm voting for. That's not going to be a discussion here. But if you're going to elect yourself to be a voice in the space, which you have every right to do, but you do have a duty, if you're going to be speaking to the masses, especially as a content creator who reaches thousands, if not tens and thousands, if not hundreds and thousands, all the way up to millions of people, you all have a responsibility to the truth and to the facts. And when you put yourself in a space to tell people to make decisions about their livelihood, you need to have the facts. And people are going to
talk about it. I'm listening. I'm on mute because I'm really listening to you. I'm over here like,
No, but you have to have the facts. And so a lot of people who were talking that shit all the way up to yesterday, they getting the block spun on them. I'm sorry. They getting that same energy back today, and they not liking it because y'all sat here, like I said, dividing the country all of this time. And it wasn't, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it wasn't the MAGA people this time. It wasn't the MAGA supporters this time. It's like the shit flipped. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because the MAGA niggas used to look like the crazy, deranged, unwelcoming, you know what I'm saying? You might get attacked, fucked up at their rallies, this, that, the third. It has completely shifted. And the only people that look like lunatics to me is the people that be on the left. The LGBT, purple, blue, pink hair. You pick one. All of these people who sat here and attacked you all of this time and tried to call you an idiot and tell you that you didn't know the facts and you didn't know what you was talking about. Yeah, it's time to spin the block. It's time for that victory lap.
Now people are hitting me saying things like, we about to live in a world that looks like our grandparents' world or worse. People are saying this is going to be Jim Crow 2.0. I don't know, but I don't think that's what any of us want, right? It might be too much to process right now. It is early in the morning, okay? This is all just hitting us. So if you want to get back to this later, I'm fine with that. But I just want us to start thinking about it because it's going to be a lot of work.
Now, see, Charlamagne is being smart because he got that check, but he's not about to play the game with y'all, the blame game with y'all, and the delusion. He's obviously not in which I respect right now because I fuck with Charlamagne. I fuck with him. I've always fucked with Charlamagne, but when it came down to supporting,
I like him a lot. I do like him a lot. It's just something
fellow Carolinian.
Yeah, but it's just something that I pick off him, and it's sometimes I feel like he does ride the fence a bit.
Fun fact: I did date someone. I did date a McKelvey, someone from Charlemagne's family. It was a beautiful experience, but that was the first person to ever cheat on me. But I digress. But just a little fun fact out there. But I fuck with him. I fuck with Charlemagne. You know what I'm saying? Fellow Carolinian. He always putting on for Carolina and shit like that. But I felt like he was very misinformed, and when it comes to politics, he's learning more and he's getting on it. But he's going through that phase a little bit slower than I did. I shifted, which I still am, very much progressive in some of my views. I did believe in Medicare for all. I do feel like Medicare for all can be done the right way, not in the way that Canada has and shit like that. But you know, I was on that side, the AOCs, the Bernie Sanders, the shit like that. But throughout this election cycle, I've seen myself turn a little bit more conservative. Now, when it comes down to me leaning a little bit more conservative this time, I like I said in the beginning, I don't feel like Donald Trump is exactly the right candidate for me to go fully behind and put my full support behind as far as a vote. But when it comes down to my values and the things that I'm facing as a Black man who's starting a family, who is trying to make a way out of nothing, and I have to deal with this shit on the ground and see this shit on a daily basis, on a day-to-day basis. Donald Trump is speaking more to the people like me, and that's just the fact. That's just a fact.
But I know God is the best author and finisher. And I don't know what God is trying to tell us right now. I don't know what story God is writing, but I'm listening. Please just hit the hee-haw.
Hit that damn hee-haw for himself for a minute, because he was definitely shilling. He was definitely shucking and jiving. Had him in Detroit instead of my boy Antoine Daniels for whatever reason, which was definitely just a bad decision. Kamala Harris chose not to go on Joe Rogan and put herself in front of more eyes, in front of more people. Why would you choose not to go on the biggest platform in the world? Why would you choose not? This nigga is telling you, no, I just want to speak to you. We want to know who you are, who you really are. Why would you choose not to go on the biggest platform in the world, but go to Club Shay Shay, where Shannon Sharp is notorious for giving these softball interviews? Not gonna ask you no real questions, nothing like that. Come on.
I hear you.
That's all I got for you right now.
You.
That's it.
That's exactly why people don't read. These stories be so crazy.
What story you read just now?
Just America. That's what's happening right now. Best author, best finisher. Read. Are you slow? Like, what is happening?
You a little distraught this morning.
I am. I have been all morning.
He like the shorty. What the fuck is you talking about? But yeah, stuff like that. It just wasn't gonna cut it. It wasn't gonna cut it. Shit like this, it was a smack in the face. And I don't know who the fuck she was talking to. Like, but just listen to this shit.
Every election cycle, it's the countless headlines about Black voters shifting to Donald Trump. It's the train that's never late. We start this week with the media's favorite parlor game, powered by a New York Times Siena oversample poll, meaning they plussed up a relatively small sample of their main poll, and which the Times chose to report as follows, quote, Black voters drift from Democrats, imperiling Harris's bid, poll shows. Their poll shows Harris leading Trump 78-15.
Man, this didn't age well. Holy shit.
Now, what's odd is that their poll contradicts a number of other recent polls and history that say otherwise. A Howard University poll from September shows Harris leading Trump among Black voters in swing states 82-12. A CBS YouGov poll released just a day after the New York Times showed Harris leading Trump 87-12 among Black voters. The debate about Black voters also got a turbo boost from former President Barack Obama's message to men, and Black men in particular, who might have hangups about voting for a woman. Over the weekend, Vice President Harris spoke with a popular social...
Let's not... We can't ignore that. And let me just see if I can find a clip real quick, because that was crazy.
Yo, you gotta be cracking up. You need to stop. That bitch. It's the bitch. And then you like silent after.
Nah,
You
because
need to
it was
stop.
really crazy to me.
I can't.
No, it was just really crazy to me, because I have to find it right here.
We have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly. And
You're gonna speak to us.
Say that
You're gonna speak to us.
you have a choice that is this clear. When on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you.
No, she didn't.
Went to
No, she
college
didn't.
with you.
Hold on. No, the fuck she didn't. No, the fuck she didn't. No, the fuck she didn't. And it's niggas sitting like this in your face, lying to you like this, is why she fucking lost.
Understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences. She had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land.
Yeah, that was crazy. So she just sped past it, like he ain't just say all of that. I'm specifically talking to Black men, because y'all are the ones who are not coming out to vote like y'all have been. And come on.
folks, where she responded to questions about Obama's message.
What is also important is, one, to understand, like, as I said, I intend to earn the vote of everyone, including Black men. Two, pay attention to everything that President Obama talked about, because he also talked about at length the danger of Donald Trump. The danger of Donald Trump in terms of somebody who has said that they would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies, somebody who has referred to Black immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, legal immigrants, as though they would eat their pets, constantly perpetuating tropes.
The vice president also sat down with Roland Martin for a comprehensive conversation about a broad range of issues, from the economy to education, criminal justice, and housing reform, Africa policy, voter apathy, and disenfranchisement.
Don't let anybody take you out the game. There is an intent to make it more difficult. There is an intent to suggest to a lot of folks that their vote won't matter, with the intention that people will not vote, which is an attempt to silence folks. This election is going to be no different. They've already started with the misinformation and the lies.
Just today, Harris rolled out a series of policies for what she calls her opportunity agenda for Black men.
So this is what she eventually ended up rolling out for quote unquote Black men. Provide 1 million fully forgivable loan for small businesses, which that applies to everybody. It don't just apply to Black men, but we're going to repackage that and make it seem like she's doing something for us. Create and invest in education, training, and mentorship programs. Invest in more Black teachers. Support regulatory framework for cryptocurrency and other digital assets, launch health initiatives focused on Black men, which, again, I mean, those initiatives include everybody. They don't just include Black men. There's nothing specifically tailored for Black men. There's no bill that she's making for Black men. There is never any of that.
Which includes forgivable business loans for Black entrepreneurs, more apprenticeships for Black male teachers, more research for sickle cell disease and other diseases that disproportionately affect African American men. She's also calling for measures that ensure that Black men have opportunities to participate as a national cannabis industry takes shape. By contrast, Donald Trump has laid out no policies that address specific concerns of most Black voters. And no, Ice Cube's Platinum Plan is not on his Agenda 47 website. That's
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm gonna be real honest with you real quick.
Just look how she talking to niggas.
Smoking weed. Oh, we could own marijuana shops. If we're being real honest, that's not important. That's not important. It's the least important
and
thing.
most Black
and
men,
I hate that they keep throwing that in there. It bothers me. Doing any sorts of drugs, regardless you want to call it weed, I'm not trying to shame anybody because I participate too. What I'm trying to say is that is the least. Getting high, drunk, or whatever, that is the least of our concern. The least. And they keep leading with that marijuana talk, and it's annoying. And it makes me think, like, do you think
it's
all
low-key
Black men in
racist.
America,
It's
that's all they
low-key
care
racist.
about?
Y'all niggas are calling people racist, but look at the shit that y'all saying. Oh, here, Black man, you want to get your weed charges
Right.
forgetting about? You want to get your weed charges for getting? You want to get all your debt for getting? You want us to help you out with some credit? You know y'all got bad credit. Like, it's like, if anything, that's some of the most racist shit I've ever fucking heard. If you really want to talk about it. But like I said, we ignore messages like that. We ignore her condescending tone, like niggas just over here talking down on Black men. And I'm sorry, we got tired of it. So let's finally break down some of these fucking rage quits, some of this, some of these motherfuckers who's just extremely upset, and I don't even know what to say about some of these comments. So we're gonna start diving into some of this because this shit is hilarious.
This a PSA to every Black woman that raised that fucking money for Kamala. You raised $40 million in one motherfucking night for a campaign, for concerts and fucking speeches. You motherfuckers are dumb. You think I'm about to fucking vote with y'all? You spent $40 million on concerts. You stupid motherfuckers. I tried to say this without cussing you dumb motherfuckers out. It don't work. And I'm not about to sit there and keep biting my lip. We too damn close to the election. You raised $40 million in one night for this motherfucker. And you got a fucking concert and a fucking Beyonce speech. And you happy with that. These the same motherfuckers that pay $1,000 for a fucking picture with Chris Brown. You think I'm voting for you? You think I'm voting with you? You gotta be the dumbest motherfucker that ever walked this planet. You just threw my motherfucking money away to people that's already fucking rich.
God damn, I feel like this nigga just spit on me. What the fuck? Oh my God, I just felt something. I know I just felt something. You ain't feel something flying your teeth. I didn't see that video yet. So that was interesting. That was very interesting. I don't even got no comment for that. I don't even know if I got a comment for that, but this nigga just went the fuck off.
Yo, that's funny.
But yeah, so right now we're currently experiencing some people who are so in denial that they are asking for Kamala Harris, or actually asking for Joe Biden to resign and make Kamala Harris the first female Black president anyway, even if it's only going to be for a few months. This
What
company
is
says
that
any
going
chance
to
you go,
do?
hey, this is what they've
What is that going to
resolved.
do exactly?
Absolutely a goddamn nothing. Unless she starts World War III in that time, it's not going to do a damn thing. It's not going to do a damn thing. Unless Joe Biden resigns and she starts World War III, it can't happen. That is the only way that she is going to remain president. Those two impossible things have to happen.
That's so crazy.
And I, as a black man, wouldn't want the first black female president to get hers like that. Fuck no. I want
I
my first
agree.
black female president to represent the black community with a win like we seen last night, with a respect win, with being nominated as the Democratic nominee, and then going on to win the national election. Do not get me wrong in what I'm saying here and how y'all listening to me go off on Kamala Harris and her supporters. What I'm saying is y'all message, what y'all standing for, and everything y'all trying to push this time around, it's not going to cut it. We're not for that. We're not for that. Y'all need to go back to the drawing boards and come up with something that's going to be better than Kamala Harris and the shit that y'all have been trying to push for the last 4 years with feminism, with y'all hatred against black men, all of these things, not wanting to debate people or have a conversation with people and immediately labeling them misogynist, racist, this, that, the third, all these buzzwords that y'all come up with. America has spoken and they told y'all that they're tired of it. We're tired of it. I want to vote for a woman who came in here, got voted for, won the primaries, became the Democratic nominee or Republican nominee, and she represents me and my values. As I stand here today as a moderate, I'm not leaning either way, but if I had to right now, it would be more conservative. It would be more in Trump's camp.
And the
I'm
thing
not
is,
against voting for a woman.
you're entitled to that point of view too. My whole thing is everybody's just so upset that if that's what you're in, if that's where you are right now, the thing is people's minds and things can change over time. So if you are here today and you say, you know what, this is what I truly agree with right now, this is more my speed right now, you're entitled to that and you don't deserve to be criticized for your own beliefs.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of people are realizing that too late. A lot of people sat here calling people crazy, this, that, the third, and with even people like Charlemagne is starting to realize, hey, y'all, we're not going to win with calling the people that may not agree with us, may not think like us, may have slightly different views, but they don't know if they're going to go left or right. It doesn't benefit us calling these people crazy, misogynist, this, that, the third. It's not going to benefit us. He's starting to see that in real time, along with a lot of others. Now, like I was saying, I'm not against voting for a woman or a black woman. I'm against voting for Kamala Harris. And that's just it. And we need to treat this not like an attack on black women. We need to treat this as a rejection of a candidate, a way of life, and views and policies that we don't agree with. And it's just that simple. It's not that hard to understand. You don't need to label everybody crazy and this, that, the third. It's much more simpler than that. And what I'm saying, and what I've been saying to people even in the last election, if you people took the time to break down politics and really understood and paid attention to these things, you would know so much about what's going on in the world. You, even if you partake in a particular industry, if you're in the gaming industry, if you're in the music industry, if you're in the tech industry, automobile, these people, it all rises up to the top, up to one person, is what y'all got to realize. So by y'all not paying attention to these things and really breaking these things down, you're not going to understand why people are voting and thinking and saying the things that they are. It's time for y'all niggas to chill out and understand and open your ears to the people who's been talking across the hall for the last 4 years, but y'all have refused to come together with them. Because don't get me wrong, a lot of those motherfuckers are crazy. You got the margarine retailers and all of these crazy motherfuckers. You got the extremists, but as we've seen in this election, and as I've come to realize, we've got extreme crazy motherfuckers, delusional, just say anything ass motherfuckers on both sides. Because I can tell you right now, I can't stand the okey doke, I'm gonna stand by every little thing Trump says crowd either. Because 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we had niggas defending him, talking about him nuking a fucking a hurricane and making it go, hey, can we nuke it? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? You gonna nuke a fucking hurricane, nigga? What is that gonna do? So, you know, things like that, you got to be conscious about, and you got to listen to both sides. And that's why I pride myself on being a person that listens to both sides. Now, a lot of more people's in here going crazy. This one says, to all Latinos who voted for Trump, you're a fucking disgrace. I don't care how white your skin is, you will never be seen as white. You've just been used as a tool against your own interest in your own people. How? I mean, how do you come out here and say that? So people can't have their own views and opinions. We have to vote based on race now, or what? She says, no, you can't have your own views or opinions. My view and opinion is that Latinos who vote Trump vote against their interests and the safety of marginalized people. Well, voting not Trump, they feel like they're voting against the safety of their country. And like I said, it's speech like this, which is why y'all are in the position that y'all are in. You just sat here, called people a fucking disgrace. You told them that they don't care about their own skin. Meanwhile, there's people that look just like you getting their homes.
I feel like we all doing this. We're all doing the same thing.
Homes broken into. They're getting robbed. They're getting killed by people that look like them. This is what y'all not understanding. They coming across the border doing all this crazy shit, and they look like you, nigga. So yeah, they're gonna vote against it. The people that are committing these crimes look like them. The people that are coming across the border illegally look like them. They have obviously common sense. You got more. I think you had something that you wanted to say. You wanted to put your input in before we move on.
What I'm saying is, I'm listening to you. It's just that, like, this is why I love people, but people annoy me at the same time. Human beings annoy me at the same time. Because it's like, we can go ahead and do this tit for tat stuff and be like, oh, this person said this racist thing and that person said that. We can do that all the time, every single day if we want to. We can keep crying about it as much as we want. Guess what? We all do it. Newsflash, get over it. We all do it. We all do it. We all done said prejudice things or thought of something, or whether it was caught on camera or not, or behind the scenes, whatever the case is, we all do it.
No,
It's the
but
fact that
that
we are
side likes to
crying.
lie about
We're
it.
crying over little comments people make about us. Let me tell you something. You want to know why it ain't hurt my feelings when he said Haitians eat cat and dogs? I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you why it did not hurt my feelings. Because I don't eat cat and dogs. I don't eat cat and dogs. It's not. I'm not gonna put it past by anyone. I think people, human beings, they like whatever they like. There's people that eat lizards. There's people that eat snakes. Whatever. People gonna like what they like. But it's not too much of a
lizards and
issue
snakes
for
over
me.
here, nigga.
Like if somebody was like, "Oh, all you Haitians eat cats and dogs." Okay, whatever. It's just a simple ignorant comment. People do it all the time. We're all guilty of it, but we keep
And
avoiding
I
the
mean, even when he
conversations
said
on.
that was in the context of the
Sorry,
reports that was
I'm
coming
walking
out
outside,
of
y'all.
Springfield. Yeah, you good.
We keep avoiding the conversations on exactly how this helps our lives. Like, how does this help our lives? Like, we need to really start focusing on the actual conversations. Like little comments, like somebody saying you guys eating cats and dogs, or you guys are this and that. It shouldn't even hurt you that much. It shouldn't. It's just words.
Not only
You need
that,
to.
but those comments were
We all
directed
do it
towards
though. We all
the,
do
the
it. We all
those
do
comments were
it.
directed towards the reports that was coming out of Springfield, which were saying exactly that. Now, if people were making articles and there was articles and stuff like that, and the shit was on the news, and that's what was being reported. I mean, some people are going to repeat that. Some people are going to say, "Hey, that's what's going on." So, in the context of that, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people took that and ran with it, and that's
I
not
just feel like we
exactly
do,
what he was
but that
saying.
distracts us from having the actual conversations on the things that we're truly supposed to be focused on. If that comment really hurts somebody's feelings, I'm seriously not trying to take your feelings away from you. But in the end of the conversation, when it comes down to how does this apply to my, like, how does this really apply to my life? I'm not gonna get so buttholed about an ignorant comment if it don't apply to me. I'm gonna focus on what we're supposed to be talking about. And so far, this whole entire election, we have not really been talking about what really matters. We're making meme videos about twerking. We're doing this. We're doing that. And I'm like, what are we doing as a people? Like, what are we actually
Yeah.
doing? What is
I
actually
mean,
important to us?
homeboy in the beginning definitely made a point because I spent all that money and raised all that money to have these rallies and things, and we're gonna get into actually that last rally that Kamala held with Beyonce and shit like that. We're gonna get into that because that's it. I actually found some interesting things, and I really want to break down on that video. But you spent all that money and it really just amounted to concerts and shit like that where people was coming to see Meg Thee Stallion and leaving. People came to see Beyonce and leaving afterwards. So it's just like, that shit wasn't going nowhere. You got comments that are more level-headed, like this one says, "Black women, black men, we did the right thing. We have always been on the right side. The problem has never been us. Next 4 years, instead of the internet wars, the think spaces on relationships, we need to focus on protecting our communities." I can fuck with a comment like this
I
a little
agree.
more.
I agree.
Yeah, I can fuck with statements a little more like this, and even comments like this. And I had to break this down with a couple of people, but shit, if I can even find it. But I just felt that it was important that we include shit like this and people really having a level head, because you got one post that said white women trick black women again, another post, blaming and deflecting and not realizing the problem. But you got this beautiful lady, I don't know if that's really her, but you got this beautiful young woman right here who says there's a tendency among some black women to disparage the very voters they need on their side, calling white women dumb, suggesting they only follow their husbands, and positioning themselves as the only ones who knows best turns people off. It turns them off. Shorty says, crazy thing is, white women have always controlled voting even without being married. I said, I love how you just ignored that statement. Shorty just you ain't got nothing to say about that. You ain't hear nothing Shorty said. Like, these are the very people that y'all are trying to deflect and point and shift blame to are the very people that y'all need voting with you. These white bitches was at work. Yeah, Kamala. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm voting for Kamala. And they went right home and voted Trump. Because they wasn't trying to hear none of you bitches' mouths. They wasn't trying to get into it with none of you bitches. They wasn't trying to be labeled as racist. They wasn't trying to be doing none of that shit with y'all. They wasn't trying to be doing none of that shit, none of this with y'all. They wasn't. And all this week and next week, you bitches is about to be in y'all jobs trying to figure out which one of these hoes voted for Donald Trump. Still divided. I'm sorry. It's what y'all gonna be doing. Call me a liar if I'm lying, but I doubt I am. You know what I'm saying? I doubt I am. You got another one that said Van Jones currently
He
going
said
off.
these white women said, I'm gonna tell y'all everything y'all want to hear, but I'm still gonna listen to my husband.
Yeah, they was at work. They not even listening to their husbands, but they was like, I ain't voting for that bitch. But they was at work being like, oh yeah, Kamala, yeah, girl, yeah, Kamala, yeah. But when they got home,
Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it.
It was Trump in the motherfucker. Because look at the comments. Look at these comments.
That's funny.
Look
He said they was like,
You calling people dumb. You calling them stupid. You trying to act like they don't know how to think for themselves.
And
why would they want that in their daily lives? But
people
I'm saying this is on the
to
internet.
think for themselves.
They don't get that.
They're allowed to think for themselves and not be demonized.
This one
At
said
the end
Van
of the
Jones.
day, we all gotta live in under the same nation. So how can we be better neighbors to each other? Because
He's your president,
we shouldn't
whether you
even
like
be.
it or not right now.
It shouldn't even be that much beef between us, especially if we're all living under the same place. So I'm just hoping that it gets to a place where we look more united than divided, especially since it's called the United States.
I don't know. Right now, it ain't looking good. It says Van Jones currently going off on how. It says he's going off on how sad it is that black women have to feel looked down upon and like they don't matter. How they were so close to feeling like they could breathe. Anyway, here's a photo of Mr. and Mrs. Jones. As you can see, he's with a white woman, but he over here crying on TV, talking about how black women don't got a voice. Not okay. But you got another one that says fuck Latinos and Arabs. There, I said it. Hope you all get deported and banned. Wow. This how y'all coming? This is the party of unity, the party of, everybody should have freedom of autonomy and freedom of this, freedom of that, freedom over their bodies, to talk how they want and be a hoe and do this and do that. Everybody should have all these freedoms, but They can't have a free mind, apparently. It's fuck Latinos and Arabs. That's crazy. That's crazy to say something like that. You got another one that says things I don't want to see complaints about on my timeline: police brutality, rent prices, reproductive rights, education, civil liberties. I have more, but you get it. So many of you voted against your own best interest. Hope going viral for stupidity was worth it. Y'all not gonna get it. This is comments like these. Why do you feel like people don't know what they're voting for? Mind you, on average, Republican voters tend to be way more informed voters. That's just with general elections, policies, the government in general, etc. They tend to be way more informed voters than Democrats. But I just wanted to put that there. My boy Plies. Now I haven't seen this. My boy Plies finally popped out of hiding. Now this nigga went radio silent for an entire 24 hours after all that bullshit he was talking, all that. All that bullshit. All that keying. Oh man. First of all, let me just I gotta celebrate myself because I'm a funny motherfucker. If y'all didn't know, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm funny. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm hilarious. But I just gotta do this. I just gotta do this because my boy Plies is going through it. We just gotta highlight.
I was waiting for your reaction.
We just gotta highlight some of my comments because I had to I had to highlight my boy Plies. I said, did y'all hear from Plies yet? Because Trump put belt to ass last night. Belt to motherfucking ass. It wasn't a little ass whooping. It was a big one. And I was on his ass all day. I'm not gonna lie. Pause. But I was on his ass all day. I said, shocker. The first woman who got spanked the first time she ran got spanked when nobody actually voted for her to be the nominee. And she also, of course, should have took her ass on Joe Rogan. She should have. So I know I predicted history a couple of times. Oh my God. Look at this. Hold on.
I want to hear what he has to say.
Hey, PA! I can feel it in now, baby. I can feel it in now, PA.
Yay.
Hey, Billy, we need y'all, baby.
Billy, we need y'all.
I need you to bring it home, baby.
Billy, we need y'all to bring it home. PA. Let's get to the polls, PA. North Carolina, Georgia. We need y'all. Yeah.
It's the Plies app.
I can feel it now, PA. I can feel it now, baby.
PA. He can feel it in the air, PA. Hold up.
Putting. Yo, your Plies accent is sending me right now.
Oh my God. Well, it looks like Trump won PA. I'm sorry, Pliers. I am so sorry. Oh my God. This shorty blocked me over here, but oh my God.
I can't believe the elections got you blocked from people's pages.
It's all good. It's logic got me blocked. Okay, that's fine. But let me go back to this video. Let me go back to this video because I actually didn't listen to this yet. I was saving it right here for the Doja Room because I wanted to hear what this nigga had to say after all this time. But let's hear.
Definitely want to jump on here real quick, man, and check on y'all and make sure that y'all was good. Just make sure that y'all was okay.
They're not plus. They're not okay plus. PA.
But if majority of the people voted for Trump, right? I'm trying to understand as a numbers thing. If majority of the people voted for Trump, why is he asking people if they're okay? It seems like majority of the world is okay with this man being president.
A majority, but the unfortunate thing about
everyone seems okay
elections,
with it.
Well, the unfortunate thing about elections, what I was about to say is you're going to get the other side, which is millions, hundreds of millions of people.
Right.
Who, well, not really hundreds of millions of people because everybody don't vote, but which is millions of people who don't align and don't agree with a certain set of views. And now they got to sit here for the next 4 years and just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? They sat here and think about it. They sat here telling these niggas for the last 4 years about how this nigga was a threat to democracy, how he's going to start this Project 2025, how all of these crazy things are going to happen. And now you got to sit here and deal with it. I mean, shit. I'll be asking niggas if they was okay too. If you really sat here and bought into this panic and this fear mongering that Trump is going to come in here and turn America upside down as if he wasn't already here for 4 years. If you bought into that, I understand why you would be feeling like that. But you're a fool. you're a fool. I'm sorry. You sound crazy.
Don't know if y'all can even see my arms, but if I could hug each and every one of y'all who needed a hug right now, man, and just let you put your head on my shoulder and just get off what you want to get off.
Y'all need a hug from Plies. Y'all need a hug from Plies. Put your head on his shoulder. Lay your head on Plies' shoulder. Lay your head on Plies' shoulder. Lay it down. Lay it down. Lay it down. Oh, lay it down. Lay your head on Plies. Y'all lay your head down on Plies' shoulder. All my Kamala Harris supporters. This is a RIP to the Kamala Harris HQ. Lay your head on Plies' shoulder. He is leaning his shoulder out for the next week and a half for any single baby mamas that need help, who need a shoulder to cry on. He don't fuck with black men. I'm sure at some point of this shit, he gonna blame black men. I haven't watched this yet, but I'm sure he don't fuck with black men. So, you know, I'm just letting y'all know.
God knows I would. I was just thinking to myself, man, I wish I had something big enough that I could invite whoever wanted to come, just to sit around and do nothing and just check on each other and make sure that each other was good and everybody was holding up. Okay.
We're not dying.
I don't ever watch the election.
We're not dying. We're not dying. This is so dramatic. We're not dying. We're not dying. I'm that ass. I don't know where this fear thing came back. Like, I heard people saying we're gonna go back to the plantation and this. I don't know where the heck this came from.
Yeah, all that crazy shit.
None,
all that crazy
do you
shit.
know,
It's
like,
not realistic.
Do you know that none of these things happened? Let's say for the moment as we're speaking, none of these things happened yet. So why is he talking like we're grieving? I'm confused. But go ahead. I'm confused.
I always catch it the following morning. Well, at least I did the last election and this one. So I'm pretty much getting the information that a lot of y'all probably had last night, probably a little over an hour ago. I just was kind of processing a little bit of the information.
An hour ago, nigga, what was you doing? You ain't get the message, but except for a little hour ago. What was you doing, bruh?
He was gathering his thoughts.
Wait, because I'm sure if Kamala Harris was up and the roles was reversed, he would have had that belt out. But let's see what he got to say. I haven't stopped.
Information to me, and definitely want to jump on here and let y'all know, just because the person that you felt should have won didn't make it across the finish line, don't for a second allow yourself to question your beliefs and what it is that you stand for. Because just because some results didn't go how you foreseen them to go, it doesn't mean that you wrong about anything. All elections mean
It does. It means that you were wrong in how you went about this. It means that you were wrong in placing your bets on this candidate. It meant that you were wrong in the messaging y'all took to win over these voters in these swing states. There was something that y'all did wrong. And there were plenty of things that y'all did wrong. Let's just be honest. There were several things that y'all did wrong that landed y'all in the position that y'all are in today. So we're not gonna do that, Plies. We're not gonna do. And the crazy thing is, I fuck with Plies. I actually fuck with Plies. I've always fucked with Plies. But this election cycle, my boy has risen to Derek Jackson levels of ass kissing. All this just because, but at the end of the day, Plies' fan base has always been black women, predominantly black women, single black mothers, around 30 and up. That's his fan base. That's his crowd. He doing what he got to do, I guess. But we're not going to play this game and act like there was nothing done wrong. Why aren't we going to play this game? Because in 4 years, y'all going to be in the same position. In 4 years, y'all going to be in the same position. And you're going to be scratching your head again. And it shouldn't take 4 years. It shouldn't take 4 more years for y'all to get this and give us a better candidate. I want to vote for a better candidate. I want to vote for a good candidate. So if y'all take this stance, if y'all want to, but I'm telling you, you're going to be right back here again when it comes down to Vance or DeSantis getting that presidency.
anytime somebody voting on something is that this group of people, the majority, wanted to try this over here more so than they want to try this over here for whatever their reasons is. One thing this election did teach me is something that he knew is something that I didn't know. That character no longer matters. That all the dark and divisiveness and all the things he said, he knew people wanted that. I just didn't think that they did. So this whole notion of America, this is not who we are. No, this is exactly who we are. And again, I'm a firm believer that God don't make mistakes. And I know at some point in time, he will reveal why this went the way that it did. And to the end, man, I just want to.
He's revealing it now. It's just y'all state of mind and y'all scope of where y'all look at things and how y'all look at this shit. You're blind to it. You refuse to see it. You refuse to take accountability for all of this time y'all took not listening to the other side, dismissing the other side, dismissing these undecisive voters, And the whole time, these people who were undecided was just looking at y'all like, well, shit, why would I want to join that? Why would I want to join that? Why would I want to join people where I can't even tell you why I think how I think? I can't even be real with that. I can't even be real in my workplace. Not that that should be anybody's business or if that should be up for discussion in the first place, but you can't even be real with these things because you scared. Like I said, it's a real thing. I jest and I play around, but don't get me wrong. It's a real reality when I say a lot of these white women were in these workspaces playing the okie doke game around you black women because they didn't want to hear none of that hateful shit that y'all had to say to them. They didn't want to be sitting here labeled as racist, labeled as bigots, called stupid, called disgraces. These Latino women, they played the okie doke with y'all. They didn't want to hear that shit. All these women, black women, realize this. And this falls on y'all. This falls on y'all. Because this goes to show that these women were around y'all all this time, and they didn't feel like they could keep it real with you for the backlash that was going to follow. Let that sink in, because y'all not hearing it. These women were around you. These women are your friends. These women are your co-workers. These women you see every day, and they told you, yeah, Kamala Harris. Oh yeah, she's great. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't know why Trump would say something like that. Oh yeah, he's a racist. Like and they went in that poll and they voted on their values. They voted on the shit that they believed in for real. And they couldn't keep it real with y'all. So y'all got blindsided last night because niggas was scared to keep it real with you motherfuckers. And the people that did keep it real with y'all blocked them out. Y'all ignored them. Y'all labeled them misogynist, racist, bigots, all of this shit. And y'all didn't hear a thing that came out of their mouths.
It's true. It's true. And especially,
and
I agree with you.
Y'all friends, y'all sisters, y'all homegirls, y'all bitches, quote unquote. Yeah, these people were scared to keep it real with y'all. So now y'all have to take this hard dose. Y'all had to get hit, smacked by a car that y'all didn't see coming.
I ain't gonna hold you. That's a hard pill to swallow.
This is on black women because look at the numbers. When you look at the numbers for real,
he said these women were in your face like, yeah, Kamala, yeah. Totally.
Yeah, they were they not? I mean, we gotta look at the numbers, and if I can pull it up.
I don't know why everybody think we going to a plantation. I don't get it. I don't know. Do we not believe at ourselves? Even if we believe that, you guys don't believe it as yourself, like as the people. You really think you as the people saying, so y'all would have just let it go down. Y'all would have just y'all would just let it go down. Y'all already accepting defeat. If that's what he's here to do, to send us to plantations, accordingly, allegedly. The way y'all sounding already like y'all lost, like y'all took an L. Like he didn't even get into the office yet. Joe's still in the office. Let's take a breather, everybody.
In the damn office, everybody know Joe sleep. That nigga ain't dead.
Look, but look, as a country, you see, but we still somewhat okay. I'm not saying we're all the way okay, but you see, we went through years of Joe still sleeping in the office. I think we'll be okay. If we could survive Joe sleeping in the office, I think we'll be able to survive Trump, guys. I think we'll be just fine.
We're gonna be all right with the next couple of months of whoever running because Trump coming in. But this just goes to show you, in these numbers right here, just goes to show y'all. 52% of white women voted Republican. 54% of Latino men, 37% of Latino women, 45% of all other races voted. That means the Asians, the Africans, Haitians. These people voted Republican. Now again, like I said, black women, y'all was so aggressive on, and also it say black men, but you got a lot of zesty numbers in there. Okay, so a lot of y'all zesty black men and black women, y'all need to take a lot of accountability here. Y'all have to take a lot of accountability here because y'all came with this aggressive tone, this aggressive messaging, this aggressive shaming language. Learn something from this. This is not going to win you elections. It's not going to win you elections. Y'all need to learn that people are going to draw a line, a hard line, when it comes to certain issues, and y'all need to just leave it at that. Let people have their peace of mind and live how they want to live, and you live how you want to live. Because when it comes down to trans rights and LGBTQ and trying to educate people who don't want their children educated about this type of shit, y'all have no right, and y'all have to accept that. I seen one post, and I hope I saved it. I hope I saved it, if I can get to it, because it was a real good post. It's this one right here, and it really spoke to a lot of the reasons why I also didn't vote for Kamala Harris. It says, Black people, I think it's time we withdraw ourselves from anything unrelated to Blackness. We advocate for so many marginalized groups only to be shown the feelings aren't mutual. Understood. Now he's a little butthurt, but had Kamala came in speaking to these specific groups and what she needed to speak to, instead of trying to give us the runaround, give us the okey doke, tell us that she's not going to do anything specifically for Black people and all of this bullshit. But Asians got a bill, Jews got a bill, all these people got bills, policy done for them, and you keep putting us on the back burner. You want to stand on being a Black woman, but not stand on Black policies. If you stand for something, it'll at least be more respectable. But you need to go sit down with these communities, community by community, and say, hey, what do y'all want? What can I do for y'all? What is it that we need done over here? Trump and Vance were going into op territory on a daily basis. Meanwhile, we couldn't even get Kamala Harris to go on Joe Rogan, the biggest podcast in the fucking world. Over hundreds and millions of listeners. Hundreds and millions of listeners, nigga. And you turn it down because, let's be real, you know you're gonna be exposed. You know you're gonna be exposed. And that's just it. Like, that's just real. Now, let's go and check out some more because it's been a lot of reactions today. As far as as far as as far as what you would call it, as far as news goes. Oh man. As Candace Owens says, I never wanted to watch The View more than today. Let's see what these ladies had to say because I didn't see this yet.
Pundits are asking what the vice president could have done differently to break through with the voters. Of course, she only had 3 months to campaign, rally. She kicked his butt all over the country over the course of those 2 months. She did every debate.
How? You didn't, guys, did Whoopi not? Did she not see this? Did she? Was she? What map was she looking at? Because we're not looking at the same map. Because if she did, in fact, whoop his butt, quote unquote, all up and down this country, I believe we'd be looking at different results. Will we not? Let's just get back to the video. Don't mind me. Let's just get back to the video.
In every interview, people kept saying they didn't know who she was, so then she told them who she was. So how much?
She did. She did. I mean, Joe Rogan specifically invited her to come on his podcast, the biggest podcast in the world, to do exactly that. Tell us who she is, unscripted, 3-hour-long interview, unscripted. I mean, shit, me and you can sit down for 3 hours. We've done it right here in the Doja Room. But for some reason, she can't. She couldn't do that. Okay.
How much more could she have done? Or should she? I mean, aside from buck naked dancing on the top of the table, I don't know what else she could have done.
I think she could have done more. I think she left it all out on the field. I think she raised $1 billion in 3 months. I think that she ran a flawless campaign, and I maintain that. I think now it's the time for us to work. I think now is the time that we must stay vigilant. We have to speak truth to power and speak out. I intend to continue doing that. I think we need to stick up to bullying. We have to make sure that our institutions hold. I think that we have to watch very, very carefully the Supreme Court and the federal judicial appointments. And I think that we need to protest when we and exercise our right of freedom of speech and protest as is required or embedded in the Constitution. And I think in 2 years, if we see this country in a direction that we don't want it to be, then we must stand up and we must vote again in the midterms.
You know, I asked Kamala Harris that. Why is it that people don't know you? What is it that's going wrong? And she said to me, she said, realize this. They have never seen anybody that looks like me run for this. And until you see it, you don't process it, right? So they don't know in what silo, they don't know where to put me and how to define me. I think she has a point on that. Look,
more dismissing, more the lack of accountability. I mean, y'all not getting it. Listening to people like this has gotten y'all where y'all are today.
I think I'm very proud of the campaign she ran. The country had a very stark contrast to pick from. She decided to run a campaign of optimism and joy, of a unified vision for America. That's what she offered. The country decided to go in the.
How exactly? And mind you, this is why I pay attention to politics, because I distinctly remember Bernie Sanders being told he was not qualified as Joe Biden, and that the Bernie bros were toxic, and this was a big reason why the media spun it against Bernie Sanders to say that this man couldn't possibly be the president, because his fan base was so toxic. Now, we spent the better part of about an hour going through some of Kamala Harris supporters' comments, and the on-brand just hate that they were spewing. We seen this, and she's gonna sit here and act like this is some unity campaign, as if most of the people on this campaign wasn't doing exactly the opposite. Come on.
A different direction. That's on us, not on her.
Yeah.
I don't see it really as a critique of Kamala Harris. I think it's the Democratic Party in this iteration versus what Trump's offering.
Yeah.
I think she did as well as she could under the circumstances she faced. I think that there were some headwinds from Biden that we just were not properly sussing out. The pain of the economy is real. Macro trends are one thing. But a lot of people don't even have money in the stock market. A lot of people, the aspiration of owning a home feels out of reach. There are forgotten Americans, a lot in the middle of this country, who feel like DC isn't working for them. They feel like the elites are getting wealthier. They hear about student loan forgiveness, but 2/3 of Americans didn't get a chance to go to college, and that doesn't appeal to them. I think there are some real lessons. We've got to listen, because what happened last night should have. Donald Trump's not a nice guy. He's not somebody I look up to or like having in the presidency.
No, I get that.
But people still turned out for him. In the wrong lesson is that she didn't run far left enough. She centered herself, and I commend her for that, because I think this is a rejection of the far left, which is so out of step with the mainstream.
Listen, I'm not a pundit like you. I mean, you have all those chaps, and I appreciate that. But I grew up like that. I grew up in a tenement. We did not have money. We could not afford a house. We did not have a car, and we still voted for the party that was looking out for me and my family. We were not voting for a party that was looking out for rich people. I grew up exactly like they are growing up today. That is.
Y'all are deaf. Like these bitches is tone deaf. They not getting it. Like y'all just not getting it.
I walked in on the conversation. I missed half the video because I was having difficulty with the sounding.
No,
but you could tell me, yeah.
I had to react to the view. They're just basically breaking down this Kamala Harris loss. They're not taking it well, but it's just more of the same message. And like I said, they're not getting it. They're not seeing the patterns and the reasons why they're in the position that they're in, and they're completely dismissing so many people, so many voices, and so many voters, because y'all don't want to admit that Kamala Harris might not have been the right candidate for the job.
It's my problem with what happened yesterday.
I understand that, but
they did not. These people did not see the party that will help them.
But that's not how the voters interpret it. I hear and see what you're saying. They saw him, and for some reason, they think he is going to fight for them more. The economy is going to get better. They're going to have more money. I'm not defending, but that is what the voters said.
Yes.
Why did it resonate?
It resonated because when you see someone every day, all the time, 55 times a day, that's your guy. That's the one you start to listen to. It's a habit.
It's like they're trying to explain why these people are doing what they did, and this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. So I don't know. I really don't get it.
He's a habit.
Are they saying the America that they voted for is not going to be the America that they thought they voted for?
That's the bitch about voting. You're never going to be sure what you get until you get it.
Yeah.
And then you just have to deal with it and change it when you get further.
Well, we were talking a little bit about what could Vice President Harris have done differently. And I don't feel, again, like you guys, I echo, I don't think she could have done more. She was put in a slightly impossible situation in a lot of ways, and she over-delivered in that regard. But to the Democratic Party in general, I don't mean voters as much as operatives and DC-minded people.
You said what?
I agree with her in the whole, like, she was kind of like thrown in it. Even though she's been in positions, I think they said that she knows the law a lot. Like she's
trying
familiar.
to spin it like she was thrown in it. This woman was always supposed to be the pig. She was always supposed to be the pig. They did it like this because they couldn't get anyone to vote for her. This is why they didn't properly put her up against other Democratic candidates. This is why the Democrats just forewent doing just forgot about doing their nominee election, their primaries, and they just said, well, it's going to be Joe Biden. Well, no, matter of fact, now it's going to be Kamala Harris, actually. In which, like I said, she was put with him because they believed that Joe Biden was the one who could beat Trump, but she was the one that they can slip in there and hit niggas with the bait and switch. People was calling it from the beginning. So for them to try to sit here and act like, oh, well, she was just thrown into it and this. No, she wasn't. She wasn't. She was always there to be a contingency plan for this exact moment. And
I understand it. Now that you broke it down, I understand what you're saying. Now that you broke it down, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's just, it don't work that way. So.
And then also when you've been sorry, just to finish this part. Also, when a person been in office, even as a vice president or has served as I think she served as a attorney, whatever any roles that she played in political, it's hard to sympathize and say to people, well, it feels like she just got thrown in there. It's kind of hard to kind of argue that point. Now I see that, like, now that you broke it down, because at first I was like, okay, I agree. I see what you're saying. It seems like she just kind of was thrown to the wolves and say, hey, try to fix this. But in the viewers are looking at it like you was already being prepared. You was already around. So.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. So
how would she do? When she said she couldn't have done enough. Maybe she just didn't pay attention to a certain group. I don't know.
I feel like Kamala Harris did all she could. I don't feel like there was more that she can do. I only feel like there should have been a different message. There should have been a person who was more willing to be real and match Trump's energy, not in a vulgar way or a dick measuring contest way, but you needed to match his energy with, hey, Americans, we don't want to hear the bullshit no more. We don't want to hear the fluff. We don't want to hear you not answering questions. All that shit niggas was talking about. Oh, Kamala Harris waxed him in the debate and this, that, the third, which she did handle herself well in the debate. She did do good in the debate. But at the same time, y'all wasn't really getting it. Like, y'all wasn't getting that this woman would be answering a question, but not answering the fucking question. She would be saying a whole lot of nothing. She would be hitting you niggas with the filibusters and niggas just, all right, cool. And we should know what we should know what that's about by now. We should know what filibustering is by now. So it's like for us to just accept her doing this and I mean just hitting us with the okie doke. I mean, everybody's not about to just accept that. Like, I'm sorry. Everybody's not just going to go along with that. You can't just tell everybody anything and think you're just going to put on a different face or ethnicity and voice every day and that's going to win you the presidency. It's obviously it's not. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, it's like I said, it's been a lot of people in shambles. I got another homie right here. I gotta put this one on because yeah, this is hilarious.
I'm so thoroughly confused as to why Hispanics voted so heavily for Donald Trump. Like I'm perplexed. Do y'all know that y'all are not Caucasian? Y'all are not white. They don't see y'all as white folks. As bad as y'all want that American dream to be given to y'all, and y'all think, oh, just because black people are out of the number in their eyes doesn't mean we aren't. Like, what actually goes on in y'all heads? I'm confused. This is the same man that over 4 years ago when he ran on this whole idea of building a wall specifically on the Mexican and United States border. I know it isn't only Mexican Hispanics that voted, but is there not like a law of like a code of like we not fooling with him because he's obviously his whole MO is to incite bigotry, hatred, and violence towards people of color, one of the main groups being Hispanics. And y'all went and voted for that man. What? What are we? I'm about to say something real disrespectful. I'm about to say something real crazy to you bitches. I'm so
like, why are y'all so mad? Like, why are y'all so mad? And y'all gotta realize that these Hispanics, they voted on, and I said it in one tweet, and I'm not gonna try to look it up now, but I said it in one tweet. But this is just like you going to the dealership, buying a brand new Corvette, full price, $250,000, cash, brand new, and next year they giving it out for free. They just letting anybody have it. Next year they just letting anybody have it. And you worked for that Corvette. You saved up 5 years, 10 years for that Corvette. You been wanted this shit. And as soon as you got yours, they just started giving it away for free. You wouldn't be mad? You wouldn't be mad. We got to be real with ourselves and stop. You know what I mean? Like, y'all niggas is trying to convolute and do all of this word gymnastics and confuse these people and guilt trip people into making for making the decision that they made. But at the end of the day, you would not want that car that you saved up for 10 years and bought cash, money, worked hard for it, blood, sweat, and tears for it. You learned how to drive that car because it's a special way you got to drive it. You learned a new language because the language is in Japanese. You did everything you're supposed to do to prepare yourself for that moment. And now everybody gets to cherish that moment for free without putting in the work, without putting in half the work that you did. We got to be real. We got to be real. I'm sorry. We're not being realistic. A lot of niggas like this is not being realistic. Y'all just want to find somebody who to blame. I got another one. It says numerous times when I ventured the opinion that the U.S. will never elect a woman president, my listeners would scold me, sometimes angrily. How could you say that? But I think that is the truth. Not a very cheering truth, yet a truth nonetheless. What she said, between swaggering macho and old-timey Christians, uh, notions of a woman's place, a woman hasn't had hasn't a chance here as women do in other countries. All candidates have flaws, but only the woman candidate must struggle against a flaw that is her very identity in the US. Again, that's completely looking over the problem. And I just want to stress, like I said, I mean, if niggas continue to overlook this shit, if y'all just gonna continue to overlook this shit and not acknowledge, not take accountability, just for the predicament that y'all find yourselves in, I mean, I don't really know what to say. It's one of those things where it's like, I mean, it sounds like a you problem, because what more can you say? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If y'all are about to sit here and just ignore what we seeing happening in real time, it's like, so I don't know, man. I'm gonna need them to get it together. I'm gonna need them to get it together quick, because
the energy in the world feels off. It feels like everybody's mood is so off today. It's very off.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna feel off because, like I said, at the end of the day, hey, it's still like, you know what I'm saying? I don't. It's just still a problem with this community, and they just not gonna get it. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's gonna take a lot for y'all to wake up and to get y'all stuff together, but I can't save y'all, and I can't do anything about it. It's crazy, but it is what it is at this point. So yeah, I am gonna check out for the day because I've ranted long enough. But we're gonna get back to regular Doja Room shit, and yeah, I mean, it's a lot going on. It's more breaking news and shit going on. We got to get back to a straight hip hop stream and get back to some hip hop shit. But yeah, I got some things to do. It's a very busy day. I've chatted long enough, and I got to make some moves. So yeah, y'all now tuned into the Doja Room. We back again. I'm gonna get this episode pressed out to y'all as soon as possible. If you're watching on Firstborn Media, you here live with us, so I appreciate y'all for stopping through. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do what we got to do to get the hell up out of here. But yeah, I'm coming right back with y'all. So to all my stoners, hippies, and hip hop all my stoners, hippies, and hip hop enthusiasts, it's been a while. Thank you for stepping into the Doja Room. That's your boy Doja Boy Diesel, and I'm out. Yeah.